Hey ladies and gents, it's Zem back, and I am doing my favorite tanks by tier, and we are at tier 7. It is the T-29. If you're not familiar with this tank, it is the tier 7 heavy tank for the American line. Now, it's kind of a toss-up, I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of favorite tier 7s. Oh, there's so many. I mean, SU-122-44, the J-Panther, the Comet, the Tiger 1 probably would have been my favorite tier 7. I love this tank. Unfortunately, I played it when it was not very good. After they buffed it with the reload, this thing turned into a DPM monster. And honestly, between the Tiger 1 and the T-29, these are probably two of the toughest tier 7 tanks to deal with, just because, like I said, the Tiger 1 is a DPM monster, and this is a just solid hill fighter. But I'll give the T-29 the edge just because it is a little bit more playable against higher tiers, especially with the shit matchmaking we get with this 357. This is a little bit more effective than the Tiger 1. So what was this tank? Well, this tank started from, we'll go to the M26 Pershing. The Pershing, I haven't played this thing for years, I'm not even sure if it's how good it is anymore, was the heavy tank of the American Army in 1944, 1945. They found out that this tank was not going to be able to deal with like the Tiger II, the IS-3s. They were already looking at that stuff. This tank just did not have the armor to fight those tanks on a even playing field. So they decided to work on the T-29 Heavy project. And what it was is the M26 Pershing's hull, but extended. So now on the Pershing there's 6 road wheels. This has 8 road wheels. So it was an extended hull with a brand new turret. It's a massive turret. This actually had the original design was a 105 millimeter cannon compared to the M26 Pershing's 90 millimeter. Now, there was a lot of funky things going on in 1945, especially when it comes to tanks for the Americans. They were working on all kinds of shit. So the T-29, and it's going to get a little wonky here, but the history of it's kind of fascinating. All the stuff so they built several pilots of this tank. So 1945, the war had ended, and this thing wasn't in production yet. Well, I shouldn't say 1945. Late 1944, early 1945, the war in Europe was finished. However, we were still fighting the Japanese in the Pacific. So the Army said, well, we'll have a limited procurement of the T-29 Heavy, and we want a different gun mounted on the T-29. We want a larger caliber cannon. Hence, we get the T-30. As you can see, there is absolutely not much difference between the T-30 and the T-29 because they're essentially the same tank, just with a bigger 155 millimeter cannon over to the 105. So limited procurement. So they kept working on this tank. They worked on the T-30 at the same time. These guys were being built and tested at the same time. Same tank, same chassis, same turret, just a different gun. However, by the end of 1945, of course, the war was over with, and these tanks were like, well, okay, what do we do with them? So in kind of a bizarre change, they decided once again, let's build a third tank, same turret, same chassis, and we'll call it the T-34, and we'll mount a different gun on this one too. The T-34 was mounted with the 120 millimeter. So kind of just a conglomeration of different tanks, different ideas going on and all that. By the time it all got done, most of these were the project was scrapped. There is some survivors. I think there's 3 T-29s, a couple T-30s. I'm not sure if there's any T-34s survived the process, or at least the design process of it. So all the stuff they did learn out of this, there was an offshoot of this, and it became known as the T-32. Once again, pilot program, did a few tanks of it, still not what they wanted. And eventually, everything they learned from the T-29 and T-32, T-30, T-34 ended up with the M103, which they did finally put in production. So it was kind of a fascinating lineage of this tank. to what it ended up being. I believe there, like I said, there's 3 of these T-29s still around at different museums and whatnot. Yeah, this was going to be the tank to take on, obviously at the time, Hitler, Tiger IIs, and eventually probably take on the Russians with the IS-3s and whatnot. So, interesting design development of this tank, but yeah, it ended up being just essentially a project tank, and a very limited number of pilot tanks built out of it. So what do we get in game? Well, of course, we said we do get the 300, we do get the 105 on this gun, 320 average damage, 198 average pen. Pretty sweet. This is one of those unusual tanks that is able to fight other higher tiers, even higher tier, 2-tier higher, and does a pretty nice job of it. You keep it in position. This is a hill fighter. Great gun depression, and like I said, of course, we'll get to that. 6.38 rate of fire, 9.41 reload time, 28.35. This, of course, is a 100% crew with BIA. I'm running large caliber tank rammer and improved vents and a gun lane drive. Kind of slow when it comes to the actual aim time, but that does help. 10 degrees of gun depression, yes. And this massive 296, I think, on the front of the turret. We'll see when I get down here. 0.39 dispersion, not the most accurate thing in the world, but you'd be surprised some of the shit you can pull off with it. And 2,040 average damage per minute. 279, I'm sorry, on the turret frontal armor. So this thing is almost impenetrable by most of the things it runs into. The top of the turret's a little bit different. You can get pinned here, and of course the cupola. This is actually a target acquisition system right here. I shouldn't say target acquisition. Rangefinders. The T-29s, some of them are built with it, some of them weren't. So this rangefinder on the back, when this tank was first, I didn't actually start playing the American line until probably like 30,000 battles. I played like 20-some thousand just in German tanks, and I didn't play anything else, and I don't think I started on the American heavy line until like 32,000 battles. So I never got to play this tank when these were actually places you could pin. They took that away and turned these into just, blank spots, I guess you'd call them. 1,250 hit points, 102 on the frontal armor, 76 on the side, 51 on the rear. Same way with the turret. Massive 279 on the front. This thing, like I said, will bounce things all day long. Yeah. You do get a couple strange bounces. I've had them penned right through here through the turret, but they're usually by Tier 9 tank destroyers. And an occasional Tier 8 tank destroyer will put a shell right through the front of here. But that's only if you're sitting relatively flat and looking at them straight on. Anyway, if you turn just a little bit to the left or right, it will usually bounce. 127 on the side, 102 in the rear. Very tough turret, and that's how you play this tank. 66 tons fully loaded. So yeah, this was getting very close to the 70 tons of the Tiger II. The 105 was a high velocity gun, I believe, almost 1,000 meters a second. Same way with the T-33. I think this was going to have a special HVAC round that was supposed to be almost 1,200 meters a second. Very high velocity gun. The T-30, of course, had the 155, and the T-34 had even a more wicked 120 millimeter anti-aircraft gun. So extremely high velocity. The T-32 was an odd one because of the 90 millimeter. They kept the 90 millimeter on the T-32 essentially from the Pershing, but was also a high velocity with some interesting shells that were ridiculously fast. Just absolutely insane. 800 engine horsepower, 12.25 Pacific power, 35 for the top speed, 28 for the traverse speed. Not the most mobile tank at Tier 7 for the heavies, but it's not too bad. Concealment is shit. Don't get spotted. And 419 with the view range. I don't have most of the upgrades yet for, this is just a 3-skill crew I have in here right now. So yeah, that range can get up to real stupid. It's not like T-32 stupid. This is a base range of 400, and that doesn't even have the crew in it completely. But yeah, the T-29 does have somewhat of that American view range, which is pretty nice at Tier 7. But, If you can deal with the not deal without the vert stabs, you can probably put the coated optics on it and really make this thing a view monster if you really wanted to do it that way. For the most part, play down a hill, own the hill, make everybody else push into you, pop over, put another shell into them, that kind of thing. Does surprisingly well at side scraping. Watch at the video what I'm talking about. Like I said, this is one of my favorite tanks at Tier 7. So I'm going to bring up the gameplay for you guys to check out this Tier 7 machine. Alright, fellas. Replay time for the T-29. And once again, 357 matchmaking. So, yeah, D-Day. Oh, I had a game like this earlier. Oh, no, it was later. This was before I started playing with Carter. I think the other game me and Carter played was on the D-Day map too. We had a epic push of the 1-2 line because, Beach always wins. But anyway, this map is what really sets this tank apart. Probably more than any other Tier 7 heavies. More than IS, more than Tiger 1. It is a hill fighter. And anything you get like this over here on this side of the map, where you can put yourself in a position to play its strengths. And there is no artillery, so which even works out better for me. So there's not a whole lot I'm afraid of. 103 could be a pain. Of course, the dirt guns on the Type 4s can be a pain. But for the most part, not anything else. There's nothing here that really was all that scary. So we're going to push over here. I tend to favor the 9-0 line on this map most of the time, just because of, the 1-2 is so slow to do anything, because that's where our STI goes, right? Because, whatever. I'm not going to get into that, right? So we're going to push over to the T-29. As long as I don't have a whole lot here pushing on the Wheezy 131, I'm going to put myself in a little bit better position here to pick up some of the damage. Pick up a shot on the SP1C, and now I'm going to push up in here. The T-28 HTC is moving up. He can be kind of a pain if he gets the right angle. Pick up the IS-2. I'm looking over here, making sure that SP1C isn't trying to do some dodgy shit and shoot me in the side here. So I'm going to move over here. I got the IS-2, P-43 Terra, a couple Type 59s. Yeah, very interesting. They're playing a group of Type 59s. Pull over here, pick up the T-20 HTC, hit him in the titty on the side. I should say titty, the bump on the side of the tank. So, pick up the SP1C, he's running. Let's see here, we're going to pull back over here, and we'll put another shell into the side of him. He's not in position to do anything to me, he just doesn't have the... he's accurate enough, he might be able to shoot me there. But SP1C, he's getting, like I said, I was talking about some of the dodgy shit that they try to pull on you. Oh, there you go, poke your head up, boom! Finish off the SP1C. Got the IS on the inside here, Frisco Fool. For some reason, I completely dogged this shot. I don't remember why. I just cannot quite get it on him. The defender and everybody else is pushing over on him, so we're not terribly worried about it. We got the T-28 HTC right here, though. So I'm going to pull up here, see what I can do. Come on. Oh, and I completely docked that shit. I don't know how. T-20 HTC, he comes around the corner, finally gets me down in the lower plate, but that's alright, buddy. I'm all over your shit now. Put another shell onto him, finish him off, puts on the Type 59, got the IS-2 here. For some reason, the Type 59 makes a run for it. I'm not terribly sure why he chose that route. Puts a shell into him. We've pretty much got this side mapped up. STI is actually faced off against the T-32 and a T-29. Go figure. I knew I wasn't probably likely to pen that Type 59, but that was more of a thing of keeping him tracked so he couldn't get down and shoot me. So now he's kind of hanging out there. He's in actually pretty decent position. He's not an easy target for me to pen, not with the 198 pen I have in this gun. So, but he's going to make a couple mistakes here. Gives me his track idler. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of help there from the... I didn't realize the Type 59 hadn't moved down completely that far down there, but that's alright. We're going to hang out right here. and we're just going to wait. We're going to be patient. We're going to play our game. We're not going to overextend. Gives me his underplate. Puts a nice 284 into him. Let's see here. What are you going to do, buddy? Type 59. No. So they're kind of working the bottom down there. T-29 finally dies. So does the T-32. And they had an 8.8. Wow, fucking 3 tanks. He backs up here, puts another shell in the Type 59, and he's down to 50 hit points. And about 2,400 right now. Kind of just waiting. We really need to clear this guy out so we can get moving. And he makes a run for it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get it into the bottom of his tank. The defender comes over. He's going to fuck his shit up. However, I got the P-43 here, which I can't seem to get a silhouette of. Not sure why. Type 59. He throws up a shell at me. Hits me in the track. Knocks my idler out. They pick up the P-43 Terra. So now I just have the Type 59 here. So let's see here what we can do. Type 59 is looking. Give me your side of your turn. There you go, buddy. Thank you very much. So now he is sitting pretty much a one-shot for the defender. Defender finishes him off, and I'm on the run here. Let's see here if I can figure out. Got the Wheezy 131 and the 8.8 left. So it wasn't too bad of a day of tanking. I think I played 8 games in this tank, and I think I won 6 of them. So it wasn't too bad. It seems like World of Tanks lately have been kind of a shit deal. But whatever. So I did. Yeah, there was some good games here today with the T-29. I can't ever complain. I always like playing the T-29. It's kind of like a go-to tank. Kind of like playing the JP2 Tier 8. Definitely that's my go-to tank when I'm having a bad day and I just want to fuck shit up. Then I go play the JP2 or T-29 or Comet, something like that. Your happy tanks, that's what it's all about, and that's what the T-29 is. It's all about being happy. So we're going to pull over here. We got the Tiger 1 going with me. There's a pretty good chance the 8.8 is still hanging over here. So yeah, we're going to go see if we can put some rounds into him. The defender's moved down on the bottom. He's a little bit faster than I am, but we do find the 8.8. He's actually hanging on the edge here. Tiger 1 makes a fucking whoops. Makes a dive off the deal. I think he ends up rolling his tank over almost completely. 8.8 has decided to go completely, AFK. So a nice 3,000 damage game in the T-29 Tier 9 battle. Those are always nice. And I do believe this was just shy of another ace tanker. So, yeah, something like that. It was a 1, but I think if I would have had another couple hundred points, I would have had 2 ace out of it. So, good games today. All right, ladies and gents, we are back with the T-29 replays, and this is actually the only out of the 8 games I played. This is the only top tier game I got. We are playing on Live Oaks, and this is where this is kind of once again, I said in the other videos, it's all about positioning. And in this map, I tend to not go town. This is about playing the strength of the T-29. And yeah, I am a top tier heavy. I get it. They have 2 Oni and a T-29. This is more about playing to win, right? I could go T-29. I could go town. I'd probably get wrecked. So I'm not going to. I'm going to play this tank to win. So I'm going to push the 9-0. This is pretty much the only way, as far as I'm concerned, to really win this map. Why? Because on both sides, if you push this side, you go to the town, you win town, you push out of town, you have to push into where everybody sits on the D line, shoots you as you turn across the open field. Same way with this side. You win the town, and you still have to push across this big open area to get to the cap. So, with that said, like I said, I'm playing with the T-29, so I'm going to use this as my, this is the strongest point for my tank. All these beautiful little rolling hills, riverbeds, and all that kind of stuff plays well into the T-29 gameplay. So I'm going to push on over here, and I'm going to get a little, like I said, I usually get pretty aggressive, pick up the E-25. E-25 platoons were out in force today for some reason. Annoying little cockroaches were everywhere. I think I run into somebody that had like 12,000 games in E-25. Jesus. So pick up the Firefly. He's coming over here. Oh, he throws a shot up. I throw a shot up. I don't get the RNG roll. Where's my bullshit RNG when I need it? Wasn't there. Artillery's already starting to take a couple pot shots out of me here. Pull over here, take a shot at the... Ooh. Unfortunately, I hit the ground. E-25's like, nah, we're just going to throw some bullshit shots at you. Oh, come on. There we go. Still can't get it. However, he's kind of screwed. He's getting wrecked by artillery and the VK that are pushing around on the other side here. So I'm going to see if I can make a shot into him. Nope. FV304, he puts a 87 damage into me, plus no stun. Go figure. So, can't get to E25. Come on, buddy. Get up here so I can get a shot at you. Oh, there we go. Finally, finished him off. They're down to 2 E25s. Makes me feel a little better here. So I got the Firefly VC and the Crown Mount, and now I'm always looking here, right? So I see that they've pushed heavy into the town. So I'm going to come up over here. I'm going to put a shell into the Firefly, start him on fire, and that leaves the Cromwell. Cromwell's running. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a shot into him. Nope, but he's getting wrecked. FV304, he's pretty close. I'm going to let the light tanks and everything run him down. I'm going to get on the move here. So now, they've wrecked town. We are down 4-3 right now. Those guys are going to go over here and chase these guys. Not my thing. I'm going to go back, and I need to, essentially, I'm going to have to do is stop this push that's going to be coming into cap here. So away we go. They picked up the FV304, they picked up the Cromwell, and now it's sitting 5-4 in our favor. However, they do have an ONE, a T-29 yet. Yeah. Like I said, this is the bread and butter of the T-29. This is what it loves. It loves these nice hills and whatnot. So I'm going to pull on over in here, and I'm going to try to give these guys a little bit of help. SU-100, E-25. If I was them, I probably would have ran at least the SU-100, but I think he's kind of fucked. A-43 is making a crossing here for some reason. Let's see if I can get a shot on him. Nope. No shot on the A-43. He's still running. See if I can pick up the VK. There, we finally get something on him. Maybe. No, still can't get a shot on him. Pick up the Tiger 131. He's on the back side of the hill. Oh, it's not good here. So there's the T-34-85M. They got 3 pushing in here. And the M44. The RE-25, he is sitting there getting spotted and shooting. Not quite sure what was up with that. I think if I was him, I think I would have just simply played the spotting role. So I got the VK-3002 coming back with me, and I have 2 artillery pieces. However, I do have a Tiger 3131, a VK, and a T-34-85 pushing here. T-34-85 is sitting. Oh, there we go. Push over here, see if I can get a shot in on him before he gets that way. Pick him up, put a shell into him. Oh, I don't quite get him. ONE from across the fucking map, of course. Pull back. And we are currently into our cap circle. Pick up the VK going across. More worried about finishing him off. Don't get a shot into him. However, I do get tracked by the Tiger 131. So VK is almost wrecked, so I'm not even going to worry about him. I'm going to deal here with the Tiger 131. Oh, there you go. Pulls around, gets a shot into some bullshit RNG right there. Aiming for the turn, but hit his hull instead. So Steve in Austin is making a run for here. He's going to be crossing in front of my shell here. Oh, put a shell into him. Yeah, finish him off. And we have a 10-8 right now. So they have the T-71s back there, T-29s somewhere. We do have a full health ONE and a 3601. Pull up here, pick up the 3601, put a shell into him, knock off his track. Sitting about 1500 and about 980 blocked. Let's see, what's the VK going to do? He's still watching. I'll put another shell into you, buddy. However, the T-71 does finish off the 3002, so I got a 3601 and an ONE to deal with here. There's 11-9. That's about the time the ONE decides to make a run across the bit. Put a snapshot into him. Yeah, and he's almost full health. ONEs are not something to dick with because he's got the HE gun. Yeah, he needs to die. So I'm not dumb enough to pull back over there. So we're just going to go over here. And we're going to change positions. And see what he does. See if he's going to keep moving. Yep, there he goes. He keeps moving. Across the deal he goes. Pick up a shell on him. Oh, picked up the bounce. He fired. He missed. Gives me his side, though. Yep, here we go. Nice. Thank you, Oni. I'm sitting in a perfect position with the with this tank to deal with the Oni. So, pretty much going to need one more shell. Put another shell on him. Put him about 2796 showing and 1,000 assist. So, he pulled right into cap. Don't know why. So, got me a T-29, an M44. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So, 2796 showing. However, with that other shot on the Tiger 1, it puts me at just a little bit over 3,100. So yeah, it wasn't a bad game. So like I said, I had I won 6 out of 8. I'm sorry, I won 6 out of 8 today in the T-29. So I was feeling I did pretty well. But it's hard not to have a good time in the T-29. Find the T-71 running. Come on, buddy. Oh, put it in the shot. Oh, critical hit. And if I probably would have not tracked him, that M44 probably would have hit him. My bad. My bad. Sorry, Artie players. So, I'm going to have to push up in here. But fucking Artie. Artie. Always Artie. Puts me, yeah. Actually, I think most of my damage today was by Artie. No, I think that only had one good shot on me. It's T-29, once again, not the most mobile tank, but if you play to its strengths, it is a very dominating tank at Tier 7. Tier 8 is still pretty freaking strong. And even at Tier 9, like you've seen in the other videos, you can play Tier 9s if you get in the right positions with this tank and just, work them. They finish off the M44. We just have the T-71 DA left to deal with here. So, around the corner we come. Oh, where are you, T-7? Oh, T-71 shows up. He's going to take on a full health Tog. Not the best thing I've ever seen, but what the fuck ever. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And have a good night. Hey, ladies and gents, back with the T-29 replay here. I'm playing with my clanmate, Carter. You might have seen Carter a few times in some of the World Warplanes videos, and we are down tiered as usual. Yeah, Tier 9, Tier 7, and Tier 9, and this is almost all the games we played tonight. So yeah, we are playing on Siegfried Line, so this should be interesting. Moving into the city, and this is kind of where it kind of worried me at the beginning of the game here. 9 times out of 10, if you're going to win a game, you're not going to win a game, it's all about positioning. If you're not going to get in the right position, you're going to struggle to win. And 50% of the game, just straight up, if you're not in the right position, you're probably not going to win the map. And you're going to see me here move over here relatively quickly to the position I usually play when I usually play this map, which is right next to the church in the center. This gives me a little bit of advantage here. Now, I was a little worried because, one, our Tortoise, who's the top tier TD in this game, decides to park his butt, maybe that's the better word for it, out into the other side over here, and he's currently just staring straight at the field. So, run myself into an MO1, was able to get across here relatively easy. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the, that fucking 53-55 wanted my ass the whole game. Oh, so I'm stunned. I'm going to wait here. I'm going to try to get in a little bit better position. There's a part actually on this broken wall here you can actually shoot through if you can make it work. Unfortunately, I can't really make it work, so we're just going to have to see what we can do here. Pull back on the MO1. He's not in a good position here. I'm going to shoot for the track, get him in the track, crit hit him, and now, like I said, I'm in a good position. I have that rubble pile in front of me. I'm side scraping here, and he's just bouncing left and right. Pull around, put another shot into him. We got him tracked here. He's not sitting pretty. Kind of interesting here. Now he's going to pull back here. I'm not going to get the other side of his track, but I'll put one into his upper plate. So, got most of the health off the MO1. I was kind of hoping he was going to try to poke again, but it didn't work out for me. No. So, I'm looking at the red map. Once again, we have most of the team sitting over here on the fucking 5-6 line looking for something to shoot. Which is just leaves me and 2 other tier 7s in town here against Strev and all other kinds of shit. Put the shell into the Black Prince here, try to keep him from moving. I was hoping to get some help. Now I got way too many tanks here in front of me, and you're going to see me here switch to some premium rounds because shit's got a pin. Pick up the Oni coming through, and he just fucking throws them up. God, they're just terrible tanks. I've always hated the gameplay of these tanks here. Comes through here, put another shell into him. He's hurting hard. I'm already up to 1,500 damage and about 1,430 blocked. I got Carter back there. He's helping me out a little bit here. Let's see if I can do anything here about the Black Prince. Oh, can I do it? No, didn't think so. Kind of not an easy shot to make. So like I said, I got an epic crap ton of tanks here. I got the P-43, the T-28, the Black Prince, and an ML2 sitting here. Not in a great position. Now, about that time, finally, they've decided to kind of spread out a little bit. I'm not quite sitting as bad as I was before. M5355 still trying to kill me because, you know, reasons. Pull over here, see if I can find the ammo. Oh, I get not penetrated. Let's see here what I can do here, see what he's doing. He's kind of sitting kind of funky here, so I'm not going to try to. Yeah, there we go. Poke up. Oh, there we go. Got the side of him. Crit hitted him. Tracked him. And that's about the time I see the T-26E4 come through here. He's not paying attention, so we're going to put a shell into his track, his idler. We got it we got him tracked. Ooh. Nah, take buddy. He backs up. Nope. Yeah. So, expended way more premium rounds than I wanted to. That was more along the lines of I just wanted to make sure to pin that shots on the Oni and the other stupid shit, especially that Emil. So, back to what we're doing here. We got a Black Prince over here. We got the 112. It's looking not too bad. It's 2-2 right now. And we've got the town pretty much completely owned. There's not a whole lot they can do. They've pretty much gave town up. And to a certain degree, the field. Nobody's actually really pushed out to the field here. So I know Carter just got blown up by the SU-122-44. So I know the T-28 Proto is still sitting over there somewhere. No, I'm sorry, he's in center. He made a hell of a shot on Carter. About that time, I noticed the 112 coming up here, and I pull over here. Oh, damn! I hit the rock. 112 misses. But yeah, like what I said about this thing, as long as you can keep this lower plate covered up, you can do wonders against other tanks. So, pick up the assisted damage, and we're sitting not too bad now. We're still 3-4 right now. But they have a lot of low health tanks. So the 890 line looks like it's pretty well cleaned up here, so I'm going to have to get a little pushy. Remember, this is a tier 9 match, so not exactly the best thing for a tier 7 heavy to get too pushy, especially I only have 1,000 hit points. But yeah, we're going to move up in here and we're going to see if we can start spotting some stuff and maybe getting some shots on some stuff. So I was really hoping to catch that Strev 103 just because they are a pain. But yeah, instead I pick up the 112. He's not paying attention. He's trying to what do you want to call it? Side scrape. Not working for him. Pick up the T-43, put a shell through him, and now I got the Lorraine 155 running. So, what do we got here? We got the Black Prince left. We got T-43. Everything's about a one-shot for some of the tanks here. The Wheezy 111 is going to be able to wreck a lot of stuff here. ELC even 90 is running around on the field. They finally killed the Batchat 12T. SU-100M1 is out in the back. So we're going to get a little pushy here. T-29 is moving up. And I'm not terribly interested in getting in that little brawl. They killed the 112. The FV-42 did. So I got the T-20 over here. That's kind of what I'm leaning for here. I want to go kill him. Like I said, they had a whole bunch of tanks that were easily one-shots. So we're just going to push on in here and see what we can do against the T-28. So AMX 1390 picks up the T-43. So we just have the T-28 yet left to kill here. And of course, fuck off. Oh, shit like that just kills me. Pull it around the corner. Pick up the T-28 Proto. And we got AMX 1390. he's being kind of a prick. You'll see what I'm talking about here. He goes out of his way to shoot me. So, yeah. 2 artillery pieces left, 2 light tanks. So, back up here, and let's see what we can find. I'm just not fast enough over here, so I'm going to put myself out here in the corner enough. See, I have my pretty much everything covered right here. Pick up the M53-55. Oh, I should have just snapshotted it. Probably would have went right in there. Pick up the AMX-1390. Oh, yeah, he wants to put a shell into me, but yeah, you're just auto-aiming me right now, so the chance of you actually hitting my hull is pretty slim. So he's just going to play back there for a little bit here. I'm really kind of hoping for maybe somebody find the GW. Yeah, AMX-1390. Yeah, auto-aim. Alright, so AMX-1390 is the only thing out there in the field that looks like. The other 1390 hadn't found anything. So I'm sitting about 3,109, 2,100 blocked. And this was actually an ace tanker game. Surprise, surprise, with 3,100 damage. Maybe I think it has a lot to do with ace tankers anymore. It has not just to do with the kills, but even with if you get a good game of block damage, seems to do some wonders here. So, yeah, we're gonna see if we can find that GW because reasons. Whoops. My kids were playing on a bunch of different devices, and they were downloading and downstreaming, so my frames per second and my ping was kind of all wonky. I got a lot of little red dots of death once in a while, so sorry about that when I start running into buildings. Alright, I got one more game. Yeah.